Namaskaram. We will start with the invocation. Om. 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 Sahana Bhavatu. Sahanau Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karavavahai. Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskaram. I hope all of you can hear me and see me clearly. Okay, that's great. So what brings us together today is Sadhguru's program, the Inner Engineering program, which is coming up on 21st of April, 2019, which is almost in a half month. And we really want to gear up to this. It's been 2 years since Sadhguru has offered a program, or the Inner Engineering program in Europe. So this coming one is very special, and we want to make it very special for him so that he thinks to come back more often. Volunteering in in Isha is I would say, a very unique platform that Sadhguru has set up for all of us to grow within ourselves. It is. I'm sorry, I'm just reading the comment. It is a very, for many of us who have been volunteering consistently, but even those who have been volunteering on and off, volunteering has been a very rich experience and many times deeper than taking the programs. For myself, I can really share this, that my growth has happened through volunteering, while the program empowered me with the necessary tools to be able to cope with the various situations that I come across. Volunteering has been the opportunity to put in practice these tools and make something happen beyond myself to other people. One thing that Sadhguru always, emphasizes upon is, when people come together to make something happen that is bigger than themselves, they create a very powerful situation. Because when there is this concern about other people's well-being, the whole situation becomes very, very powerful. When people put other people's well-being more important than their own well-being, that becomes a very powerful situation. So in many ways, in Isha, whatever volunteering you have been involved in, if you have volunteered before with us, it has always been about holding somebody else's well-being as more important than our own well-being, coming out, stepping out to make things happen for others. In the process, that becomes a very powerful growth for ourselves also. And as I said, many have shared this, that volunteering has been a more powerful platform for them than taking the programs. Many participants, generally it could be also true for you when you did the program. People share how touched they are by volunteers, because they can clearly see that they're doing things out of their own willingness. And nobody is, they're not basically paid. There is no incentive for them to do what they are doing. At the same time, the care and the quality and the how of how they are doing everything touches them very deeply. And these are qualities that are very rarely seen, in the world the way we operate. So this program, this inner engineering program that is coming up with Sadhguru, is an opportunity for ourselves, for our own growth. But this volunteering is not only on the day of the program, it's not just about coming and seeing what we can do for the program itself on 20 and 21st of April. It starts from now. For the time and effort that Sadhguru is putting into coming to the UK, to Europe, to impart these tools which have transformed our lives for many of us. And if you feel that yours has not been transformed yet, then it's all the more an important reason to throw yourself into volunteering to whatever extent you can. We want to start now. In Isha, everything happens because of the volunteers, because of their willingness, their intention, because of how they value what's been offered to them. So that's what propels, all the activity. Sadhguru is coming, yes, but it's for us to make it happen. It's, you and me and me and you and you and you and you and you and each one of you, okay? I'm just out of BSP, so everybody is me, 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 okay? Sorry for that. So it is very important that each one of us, whatever that little small thing that we do, it just builds up in a huge wave. And this is why we've called it, Ride the Wave with Sadhguru. Because while we put that effort of making things happen, there is a grace and there is an energy which carries us and supports us in what we are doing. Because what we are doing is, so important. It's very crucial at this point of time in terms of consciousness of humanity, in terms of what is happening in the world, in terms of the transformation that the world needs to touch. So grace is there, and it will work in ways that we won't necessarily understand, but it will be there to support us for in our activity. So we really, want I want to share also, a small example of the 2017 campaign. So at the last minute, that we did the calling campaign that we did, that was solely managed by the volunteers. So before Sadhguru, before the date of the program, which was on the 1st of April, we just realized that there are a lot of people who have, registered for the inner engineering online, but they have not completed it, and they were hoping to come and attend the program without completing the inner engineering online. And it was almost half of the people who have registered for the program. And we're looking at around 800, 900 phone calls to be done. So the volunteers just came together and managed that among themselves, that they called every single participant to ensure that they complete the inner engineering online before Sadhguru, before the program date, so that they're not denied the opportunity. Every person maybe has done about 10, 7, 8, 10 calls every day. But it's those 10 calls which were done by about like 20 people, which built up into calling these 800 people and ensuring 800, 900 people and ensuring that they are on time. They complete the program on time to be able to come for the program with Sadhguru. And they managed it, and people were so grateful to receive these calls. And it ensured that they could attend the program. So what I'm saying, I'm just giving that example just to say that it's really small things that we do consistently with the necessary perseverance and commitment and follow up that end up creating a huge wave of transformation. This program of Sadhguru that is coming up, we're not just seeing it as a program, we're really seeing it as a movement, as a wave of transformation. 5,000 people attending a program in London with Sadhguru for 1.5 days and having to do 7 online classes before. Most probably, this has never happened, with any yoga school before. Okay, no spiritual program has been like this. So as I said, our aim is to reach out to 5,000 people. We want 5,000 people to come and sit with Sadhguru. And for this to happen, it is going to take each one of you. There is no one person who is sitting and doing everything in Isha. It is all of us putting our hands together that is going to make it happen. So before I, proceed and talk more about volunteering and what is it that we can do, I would like to play a video for you about volunteering. Sadhguru explains the importance of this platform, the impact of this activity in our lives, and how it is in our hands really to bring the necessary transformation to the world that we're living in. This is not a public video. This is a very, it's a special video that we're sharing with you here, and we will, proceed further after that.
Sadhguru, can you can you explain what volunteering is really and how one should be when they're volunteering?
I'll ask you one simple question. Do you want to live? Only 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. Others are all belonging to that other kind of cult, is it? Those who want to drink Kool-Aid, this is not the place. Do you want to live? Yes. So you're willing to live. You're a volunteer. You want to die and I am forcing you to live, then you are not a volunteer. You want to live, you're a volunteer. So if you want to live, everything that you do should facilitate life, isn't it? Yes? Everything that you do should facilitate life. Once you've chosen, I want to live, voluntarily, is it volunteer? Are you volunteering to live or have you been forced to live? If you're forced to live, you can volunteer for death. Don't do it here, that's all. So if you're volunteering to live, if you're willing to live, that means you're a volunteer. If you're a volunteer, everything that you do must facilitate life. Unless you create willingness about everything that needs to be done in your life, how can you facilitate life? If you do one little thing that you're not willing to do, you'll suffer, isn't it? Now, if I have to pick this thing, see, she's a volunteer. Just standing, willing. Sit down. Okay, you can sit down. So just willing. If that willingness is not there, to all aspects of life, that means you're unwilling to live but still living. That's torture, isn't it? The difference between something being blissful and torturous is just this. If you do it willingly, it's blissful. If you do it unwillingly, it's torturous. If you do it willingly, that's your heaven. If you do it unwillingly, that's your hell. So volunteer means he's become willing. Whatever is needed, he's willing. Oh, if I do everything, will I die? You won't die, you'll fall asleep. You'll get exhausted and fall asleep. And when you sleep like you're dead, and that's good. See, once you're doing everything willingly, you also do everything totally, isn't it? Yes? There's a little bit of unwillingness, you will become 50% human being. You must understand this. If you do anything without total willingness, your participation levels will come down, and whatever you're doing it, you will do it half-heartedly, only to a certain extent. Like, for example, you're sitting here. You're here because your spouse desperately wants to be here, but you are… Now this is torture. This is real torture. But now, anyway you're here. It doesn't matter why you came here. You came here because somebody dragged you here, you came here because of whatever nonsense, but you come here now. Now the only choice that you have in this moment is to experience this moment willingly or unwillingly, isn't it? Yes? This is all the choice you have. If you go through this moment willingly, this will be a blissful moment for you. If you go through this unwillingly, this will be torturous for you. Volunteer just means just that. You work in a certain way so that you take off all those walls of, choices that you have built within yourself, which makes you all the time half-willing. If you're totally unwilling, you wouldn't be there, isn't it? See, whether it's your workplace or your family or your marriage or your yoga, if you were totally unwilling, you wouldn't be there. Your problem is you're partially willing. This is torture. If you're totally unwilling to live, you would be dead by now, isn't it? Yes? That would be a relief, both for you and everyone. But now you're partial. In everything you're partial. This is torturous. This is torturous for you and everybody who happens to be around you. So why in Isha constantly we are talking volunteering is, this is a simple way of breaking those old karmic structures of being partially willing in everything. Now when you volunteer, I always want you to take up something that you normally don't like. I always want you to be with somebody that you don't like. If you're walking with somebody, I know, that's how it should be. Don't walk with people whom you like, don't work with people whom you like. Pick people, when you're here, pick people that you have a natural dislike for. Because this is karmic, this is past, influencing you so strongly. Just the shape of the face, just the color of the skin, just the way they are creates resistance in you, that's the person you must work with. That's the person you must work with. Because if you're looking for a spiritual possibility, if you're looking for an exclusive society inside a small group of people, then you choose people whom you like. But if you're looking for a spiritual possibility, everything that comes up compulsively within you, you work with that. Now your choices are compulsive. Now you just make the reverse choice and work with that. You will see, if you start interacting with somebody that you don't like willingly, you will see after some time you find all your dislike was quite silly and you suffered that unnecessarily. And your ability to make your life, to build relationships in your life, everything could be greatly enhanced. And above all, it demolishes various levels of bondage that you have. Likes and dislikes are the deepest level of bondage that you have. That is the very fundamentals of your bondage. What you like, what you dislike. I like this, I don't like this. From there, everything starts. Kama, Krodha, this is known as. That is the basis of all karmic structure. Karma cannot be built on nothing. Only when you create your like and dislike, your karmic structure begins. Instead of trying to demolish it by one stone by one brick after another, if you demolish the fundamentals on which it is built, you neither like something nor dislike something. You're just willing to do anything that's needed. That's becoming a volunteer. Not just here, become like that wherever you go, whoever you are with. Whatever is needed, you can joyfully do it. If you become like this, the very foundation of your karma is over. This is why going out and performing a certain type of action with a certain type of involvement in intensity is known as karma yoga. That means using action itself as a way of attaining to the highest possibility. Make your choices. So volunteering is very important, otherwise you could be in fanciful spirituality. You believe all kinds of things. I love everybody. It's just that I can't get along with this one and that one and that one and that one, but I love everybody. You could be in a very fanciful states. It is actually putting yourself down on the ground, which makes it clear to you as to where you really belong. You will see how many layers of resistance you have for all kinds of silly things. You have to work that down, otherwise it'll become unnecessarily long sadhana. Instead of doing meditation for 1,000 years, if you perform action with a certain level of awareness and dispassion, awareness, intensity and dispassion, not choosing what you like and dislike, simply doing what is needed with great intensity and joy in that. This 1,000 year of meditation can be reduced to 10 years because you have removed the fundamentals, you have removed the foundation stones which support the karmic substance. Now, pushing down a building which has no foundations is one thing. Pushing down a building which has solid foundation is another thing, isn't it? So that's what volunteering can do for you. That is why always insisting about volunteering in Isha, always, everywhere. We are insisting we want volunteers because doing work with volunteers is not easy, it just freaks you out. I'm not saying for you, but for the overall management of the situation, trying to produce results with people who are not trained for the job and who will come in and go away whenever they feel like. And to maintain the semblance of being an organization in the world, where the whole world is watching us in many ways, we're in everybody's vision and we are like, you know it is quite a feat. Because if you have professional people, you hire them and fire them. If they perform, you keep them, otherwise tell them, get out tomorrow. Now, that privilege is not there. Now you not only have to maintain their work, you have to maintain their life, you have to maintain their family, you have to maintain their relationships, take care of their children and maintain their psychological balance. Whenever they don't get an appointment, they'll freak out. You know, this has become a norm. Whenever people don't get appointment, they'll act like they're psychologically disturbed. Then Sadhguru has to see them. So now in India, we've told all the psychologically disturbed people, we have a ashram psychoanalyst Send them to that person, they'll all get right before they go there. The moment we fix the appointment, they'll all get right. So I'm saying this because managing volunteers and producing results is not a simple thing, but still we will stick to that for now and in future, because volunteering is not a way of extracting work. Volunteering is a simple way of demolishing your likes and dislikes, what you like, what you don't like, and learning to involve yourself in everything indiscriminately. Right from day one, this is all I've been talking to you about. When we talked about universal responsibility, it just means indiscriminate involvement with life. The reason why every relationship, every involvement in life is an entanglement and people experience it as an entanglement is because it's discriminatory. You like this person, you don't like this person. You involve with this person, you don't involve with this person. This is why it's an entanglement. Just with everything that you're in touch with, starting from the air that you breathe, the earth that you walk upon, and every creature that is in your awareness, you're equally involved. Now, involvement is never an entanglement. Because of the fear of entanglement, people avoid involvement. The moment they avoid involvement, they avoid the very fundamental life process itself. They avoid involvement and they long to become spiritual. How? It just cannot happen. What can be done in a short span of time, they will make a 1,000-year project out of it. So if involvement should not become an entanglement, volunteering is a powerful tool. Everybody should make use of it, not just here, wherever you are. Wherever you are, you must volunteer. Anything, whether walking on the street or you're in a coffee shop or wherever you are, you must be a volunteer. Whatever is needed there, you just joyfully do it. What's the problem? If you become like this, without thinking what you like and dislike, simply acting as it is necessary for the moment, we can reduce your term drastically, because now you're dealing with a building which has no foundation.
So the upcoming inner engineering program is, the opportunity for each one of us to make use of this volunteering platform for us to do our own karma yoga and for us to break through our structures and really grow through that process, at the same time touch people's life in ways that they never thought is possible. For so many of you to be on the call, it is definitely because inner engineering has touched you in one way or another. And it is important that we communicate this to others. Today, the world is so much in need of this. In a recent talk, Sadhguru mentioned that if we don't operate the shift of consciousness in the next 15 to 20 years, then it will be too late. It's not that it will be, immediate destruction of humanity. That's not what he's talking about. But we will produce a generation of people who are mentally and emotionally and physically sick in many ways. Maybe I can share something, being it's Bhavaspandana teacher. Though people's life seems in many ways golden on the outside, but the trauma that almost 90% of the people have gone through in their lives, the difficulties, the challenges that left their very deep marks on them, which never allowed them to settle either emotionally or mentally. I would say about 90% maybe of the people are, for them, they're in this situation. We think everything is okay on the outside. We look at their life and think everything is okay. They're so great, so wonderful. But almost 90% of the people, there is a spot of suffering within them that is almost nobody can reach to. Almost nobody. Only a proper spiritual process can reach them in those places. Even the dearest person in their lives cannot reach them in these places. But the spiritual process can definitely reach them and help them out to grow out of these, whatever limitations that they created in their life, consciously or unconsciously. So reaching out to people with the inner engineering tools is very, very important, because in my experience, I've not seen anything else which is like this, powerful like this. So there are various areas of volunteering, and as I said, only if we put our hands together, we can make things happen in a big way in Europe. Sadhguru is willing to spend time, and we are willing to spend some time also, as much time as we can on this. More than it being a program, it becomes a wave, it becomes a movement of self-transformation, a movement of consciousness. So we definitely, want to work with all of you on this. So we have actually almost 2 months of preparation, a little more, maybe 2 months and 1 week of preparation. And beyond that, that's all we can do for this program. There are various areas that I would like to speak about today. So one thing is, in all the cities where we have been operating, which is almost 30 cities between Europe and the UK. Those centers, the city centers, we call them city centers, which have been dynamic, and where we had either Hatha Yoga programs or inner engineering programs. We want to send the teachers there, our teachers, we want to send them there in these cities to meet the volunteers, correct their practices. So the teachers will be offering that support of sitting with you for your Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, ensuring that it's happening properly. So they'll conduct a session about this. And after that, they will meet you to explain what are the various opportunities for volunteering in your local cities. What is it that you can achieve specifically in your local cities? So there will be, a few steps that we would suggest. They're definitely not everything, but what we feel is easiest and almost anyone can do. It doesn't require specific knowledge in any specific area. But if you do have a knowledge in any specific area that can help us out, please let us know. Definitely, we would want to try, other things. So the teachers will be going in those cities, and I'm going just to share my screen with you to show you the kind of schedules the teachers are going to be on, just so that to be able to offer, these meetings to all of you. I'm sorry, it's just taking a minute because there is some update that I didn't know about. Are you able to see my screen? Okay, I'm sorry, it's loading. Yes, I'm sorry, the screen is loading, so please, I'm going to request you to wait for a minute. I'm sorry about this. While this is loading, I don't know why it's taking so much of time. Generally, it's just a 1 second, thing, but for some reason, it is still connecting. I'm going just to share with you the places in the UK and then in Europe where the teachers are going to come and do these meetings with the volunteers in those cities. So we're starting on 1st of February and the meetings are ending on 13th February in the UK. And in Europe, we're starting on 2nd of February and meetings are getting over on 19th of February. That's in Europe. So on 1st of February, we're starting with Manchester, then Sheffield, Nottingham, London at the Isha Yoga Center, then Leicester, Birmingham, Milton Keynes, Swindon, Slough, Bristol, Reading, Croydon, Harrow, East London, Cambridge, and North London. So we have chosen these cities specifically because so we're sharing these cities specifically because this is where we had some form of program or the other. So either inner engineering or hatha yoga or free offering sessions, which have happened, systematically or regularly in those places, and where we know that a group of people is there and willing to meet and work already for Sadhguru's program. In Europe, we will. Okay, I think it's working now. Okay, you're able to see my screen now? So these are the cities in Europe, in UK. So we talked about Manchester, Sheffield, Nottingham, the London, IYC London on 2nd of February. On 3rd of February, teachers are coming to Leicester and on to Birmingham. On 4th of February, Milton Keynes. 5th of February, Swindon and Slough. On 6th of February, Bristol and Reading. And on 7th of February, Croydon. On 9th of February, Harrow. 11th of February is East London. And 12th of February, Cambridge. And 13th of February will be North London. So some of the cities, for example, if you're talking about Harrow, we will talk also about the surrounding cities, which could be Wembley and Woking and all that. So they could all assemble in one place. Similarly, like North London, East London, they will choose a central location so that volunteers from surrounding cities can also come and attend these meetings. The teachers that we have here in the UK, we have Sharad and Arundhati. So Arundhati is in the UK, Sharad is in Europe, also for a short period of time. Who will be? She's in Germany, so she'll be also helping out with those programs in the UK and in Europe. So the idea is really to support you, first of all, with your practices, to ensure that they are going well, happening well. So you have not teaching them the practice, but the benefits of the practice and all this. And so then the teachers will, along with the teachers, we will have the central promotion team from UK who will be in touch with you, and that's going to be mostly Anurag and Kumar, who support you and give you ideas as to what you can do in your local cities to raise the awareness about the program in London, and get people to understand the opportunity that is being offered of being able to do the program with Sadhguru. So this is in UK. In Europe, we're having on 2nd of February in The Hague in Netherlands the same meeting. On 4th of February in Paris, 5th of February it's Cologne in Germany, then Frankfurt on 6th of February, Berlin, Hamburg on 9th of February, then Munich on 12th of February, and Zurich on 13th of February, Warsaw on 16th of February, Brussels, Ghent, on 18th, 19th will be Dublin, Ireland. So we try to, as much as possible, cover according to the availability of the teachers. We will be adding more cities. We may be adding, not will, we may be adding more cities in other countries where we are conducting the inner engineering program, but that are not listed here yet. We have programs happening in Romania. We have programs happening in Poland. We have programs which are happening in other countries. So we may be adding a few more cities, but it will all depend on the availability of the teachers. So we will keep you updated about all this by email. So those of you who are living in these cities, we definitely want you to be there for the programs, the teacher, or for the meetings that the teacher will be conducting along with the promotion central team. And this will be one opportunity to gear all our efforts in a structured manner, and to really have good results on the ground in terms of raising awareness about the program, and people to know that they can participate in something like this. So we will be sending you an email with all this information. You don't have to memorize this now. So by tomorrow you'll receive an email, and you could also register for the meetings in your cities. Because of we just have 2.5 months, we're trying to have these meetings as early as possible, so you can have the time to plan for the actions in your cities, and build up the awareness. So this is why they're scheduled rather at short notice. So we still hope that you're able to make it. And if not, we'll you could be in touch with the coordinator in your cities, your program coordinator in the cities, who will update you and involve you. As much as possible, we want the communication to happen through WhatsApp. So WhatsApp will have the current city WhatsApp groups, which are already there. We'll see a lot of activities, these days, because of trying to update with the locations where all these events are happening, and any information which would be suitable for and which will be supportive for you. This is in terms of our our support in the cities and our action plan in the cities where we are operating. Um, there are other things that can be done online. So if you're not living in these cities, or even if you're living in these cities but you're unable, to dedicate time for local action, then you can definitely support in other ways. So on one hand, we have the social media, and I'm going to hand this over now to, I'm going to request Kumar to take over, sorry, not Kumar, Vikram to take over now, and share with you what are the simple things that you could do in the cities, sorry, not in the cities, from wherever you are online, to support the volunteering activity. Just before that, I want to say that, for all these years, I've been with Isha for almost 19 years now. All these years, the way Isha has grown is by word of mouth. Word of mouth has become social media. Of course, there is always that thing that you personally tell to people around us, but also much more impact is generated on social media. So if you are, sorry, if you are active there on the social media platform, you can also use this platform to promote, about Sadhguru and about this program. So how we can do this, all that, I'll leave it to Vikram to take us through the guidelines.
Namaskaram everyone. Can you hear me? Namaskaram. Is this any better now? Okay, thank you. Just waiting to load the slides and we'll make a start. As Nathalie said, one of the most important aspects in this kind of environment is this social media and the visibility of the program on the social media. And in many ways, what kind of appears on social media is perceived to be the reality, and the numbers and the reactions on social media in many ways actually make it up as to how good somebody perceives the program to be, either good or bad. So we wanted to go through a few things that you can do from the comfort of your home, or while you're traveling, just using the phones, through the social. And we would also wanted to see how many, or if any of you are willing, and some of you would be willing to come in and support this throughout the program happening. So we wanted to go through some of these stuff. So we'll start with the first one. If we can have it as the full screen, please. Okay, hope all of you can see the slides. So as you can see, many of you hashtags there. Um, Basically, the hashtags that we would like you to use would be hashtag Sadhguru, hashtag yoga, hashtag London, and hashtag IEC London 2019. So anytime you are sharing something, anytime you are sharing anything on either Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, include this hashtags in your sharing. So that would be one of the first things that we would encourage all of you to do. Now we have come up with these hashtags based on the usage, based on what is being most widely used or researched for, and also including some very specific ones such as the IEC London 2019. So first we want to what is it that we all can do and you can do on the Facebook event. I will be talking about two things on here. One is the Facebook event that pertains to the 20th and 21st April Sadhguru program, and also about the Facebook post that again pertains to that, but with a slight difference. Now, I am aware that many of you would be absolutely aware of this and might be doing it, but we just wanted to go through that for the benefit of everyone. And we have over 250 to 300 people on this call, and if each one of us really took upon and actually did our bit, little bit on these social media activities, it would go a long way in us taking this huge program to many more people. So what is it that you can do, or we encourage you to do on the Facebook event? So you should be able to find the Facebook event for Sadhguru in London on the Isha Europe Facebook page. Now this Facebook page is called the Inner Engineering Facebook page, but it will typically appear as facebook.com/Isha Europe. Now you would also see a much wider inner engineering page, but that would include the US as well. But you are looking for the one that has about 188 or 189,000 likes, people or subscribers, and that is where you would see the event. Okay, I think I'm trying to, if I can make it much more, my voice is a bit more faint. Um, okay, hopefully that is better, and I'll try and speak more loud as well. So bear with me one moment. Okay, so the Facebook event, once you have located the Facebook event, we also have shared certain links to the event, but we can share it again. It would be great if you can update your status as either going or interested. So whether you're going there as a participant, whether you're going there as a volunteer, you can indicate as such, or you can indicate as interested, whichever that actually applies to you as such that you can indicate. And then you can click on share as post. So once you click on share as post, you can share this on your timeline with a self-composed text. So you can write whatever that you wish to write about and include the hashtags and then post it. Now, many of us feel that we may not be able to write something on our own. Then you may want to include a Sadhguru quote and then again use the same hashtags, which is hashtag Sadhguru, hashtag yoga, hashtag London, and hashtag IEC London 2019. I'm sure it says, and then post it. Having your setting as a public would help us reach out to more people. But we're not insisting that you must do that. If you do actually want to feel comfortable doing that, then that would be really good. So that is the first thing you can do on the Facebook event. And again, staying on the Facebook event, what we would encourage you to do also on the Facebook event is again locate the event, and you would also see a tab called the discussion tab. And this is a tab where you can share your experience of inner engineering or your experience of Shambhavi or what it has done for you, whatever that is actually true for yourselves. And if you feel like sharing, you can share this on this discussion tab, which is also very powerful and which is seen by many people. And that again helps us in terms of taking this to more people. Now, the last one on the Facebook event, which is the most powerful, even though we placed it in the last, is again, you locate the event and you see that there is an option called as invite friends. So now you click on invite friends and it will bring up a list of friends that you can invite. And you can also search for friends that you need. And then you can actually select them and then invite them individually. Now, it takes a little bit of a time, but it is a much worthy exercise to do when you are doing it this way. But try and not to invite everyone at one shot. Try and see if you can do a groups of 3 or 4, like every day, every other day, so that it's not like it's all done in bulk. You can also filter into groups, locations, etc., and then you can send the invites. And this happens to be again another a much more powerful way of reaching out to everybody through this Facebook event. Now, apart from the Facebook event, we also have an inner engineering Facebook page. Now, this page is something that would be used again for all kinds of spreading the word and promotion. So any input that you do on this page would be immensely helpful in terms of us taking this program to people. So again, you can locate the post and you will see that this post will appear in the Isha Europe Facebook page, in the engineering Facebook page. Um, you can scroll down, you can like the page, you can comment your and post your IE experience, and again share the post on your timeline. But do not again forget that you can share while sharing to use the hashtags that we already mentioned. So those are a couple of things that you can do on the um, Facebook event and Facebook post. There will be many more things that will go on the Facebook. There will be videos that will go on. There will be daily mystic quotes that will be starting on. And we're also trying to create some testimonials that we would like to share. Those of you who are willing to support this activity further, all the way from now until the program, we will give you a group, WhatsApp group that you can join, which I will post it at the end, which you can join to further support. Now, moving on to Twitter, what can we do on Twitter? So there's a few things that we can do on Twitter. First one is composing a new tweet. So let me go into that one. So you can log into your Twitter account and then you compose a new tweet with the event link. So the event link would be the isha.sadhguru.org, or you can also pick it up from sadhguruinlondon.com. Then ensure that you include the hashtags, and then you can post it, you adding an image or a daily quote of Sadhguru, and then you can tweet. So this would be the tweet that you are generating on yourself, which will be like a new tweet that would be that you can do. Other thing that you can do if you are have a Twitter handle is retweeting, and again you could retweet with the hashtags. You could search for the top for the hashtag IEC London 2019, and they should lead you to all the tweets that we have for the hashtag IEC London 2019. And then you can click on the retweet option. And once you click on the retweet option, you can add a personal comment along with the hashtags that we talked about, and then you can click on the tweet button. And you can see that there is a sample that has been included by one of our volunteers and shows exactly how we can do it. And again, Twitter is a powerful way of reaching out to many people, and that way we will be able to make the program available to many people, and if they want to make use of it. And the last one on Instagram. Here, yes, you could log on to your Instagram. You could select the image or videos from the gallery that you wish to upload, and you could share this on your Instagram channel or Instagram account, again using the hashtags that we mentioned, with these hashtags at Guru Yoga London or IEC London 2019, and share it. You may be thinking that we don't have that many videos or that many images. Yeah, they will start to come. We already have a couple of them there, but there will be much more that we will be able to share it. And all of our favorite, I think, something that is quite widely used is the WhatsApp. So on WhatsApp, um, if you were to join the WhatsApp group, we would be able to provide you with the status videos. So these status videos, you could simply tap in and forward them to your My Status. This is something that even I wasn't doing about a couple of months ago, and one of the other volunteers happened to show me how it is done and took me through actually how it works. And it's amazing as to how many people check our status in a day and watch these videos. And this has been one of the fantastic success stories in India, especially in terms of the WhatsApp image, WhatsApp status. So when you set your WhatsApp status to your video or an image, you can see how many people have viewed it. So for example, if we have 300 people on this call, and if everybody put on a status video, and if it was watched just by about 20 people, not more than that, even if it was just by 20 people, then essentially it reaches to 6,000 people at once. So that is the power of the WhatsApp video. and we have several videos that we can share, and we are hoping that these will be available. And again, we will be able to share that on the exclusive group, or the group that we will create for people who wish to support this activity further. If you are doing it one-off, you can still use the same videos that are already out there with the Sadhguru, the final slide that shows inner engineering with Sadhguru and Sadhguru London Excel, and you can share it. And something which is generic both for Facebook as well as WhatsApp is that you could look out for local groups that focus on meditation, wellness, or yoga, or even something like vegan and such fluent Facebook groups or pages, and you can post the information about the upcoming event there. And we will share with you the link, the WhatsApp link for the group that you can join. We will share it on the WhatsApp groups after the call. And also, I think nowadays we are all part of many WhatsApp groups. You know, we have one for the family, one for the cousins, one for college, one for school and everything. And we could use them also to try and raise awareness and spread. Some of the useful links that you can make use of, obviously every one of you would be aware that you have sadhguruinlondon.com. That would be the main registration page. The same event is also on the Isha.Sadhguru page, and we have given you the links for Facebook event and Facebook page. So whether you have a very little network, very big network, whether you're able to do it once in a while, whatever, every little that you can do on social media really goes a long way. In us able to take this program to many people. So I encourage all of you to take the opportunity to spread the word. Yeah, let's create a movement as Natalie talked about. And yeah, nowadays the online makes such a huge difference while we are trying to create this. So thank you so much for your time. And obviously, when we open up for questions, if there's anything, we will try and answer. And we will send out the link to join the just after the call.
Thank you very much, Vikram, for this quick and presentation. So one thing that I want to insist upon is more than the complexity of what we are doing is the perseverance in of what we are doing. You know, promoting on Facebook, promoting on if you have a Facebook account, if you have a Twitter account, WhatsApp, if you're there, you have a presence there. You know, promoting or talking, raising awareness about Sadhguru's program and presence in the UK is easy, is not difficult. But what is very important is the consistency of this. You know, doing it just once and leaving it, abandoning it, which is what we see generally with volunteers, with not everybody, but some people, is that they, you know, they get excited, they will do it for a week or two, and then after that they will slowly disappear silently. And because we're so many, it's very difficult for us, you know, so many volunteers for this program. It's very difficult for the you know, for the team to keep track of what is happening with every volunteer that is on board. So we really wanted to make that effort to stay, you know, connected and to you know, consistently drive this. Especially, you know, Facebook and Twitter, the comments, and WhatsApp, the comments, Instagram. I'm sorry, all the platforms. Something as simple as commenting on a post when something is posted. Something as simple as that can drive it a long way. It doesn't matter what paid promotions are done. The organic promotion remains very, very crucial and much more credible than anything that can be done paid for. So definitely we'll be doing some paid promotion, but it's the organic effort which will bring the necessary credibility for the other, you know, paid promotion that we will be doing. So it's really crucial that this consistency in the work, you know, is there, and we really hope that, you know, at least for the next 2.5 months until Sadhguru comes, you're able to sustain that at a pace that is convenient and possible for you. but let it be an intense space, as Sadhguru said, because it's really the intensity that will change many things for us. Another way that you could also support with is organizing free offering sessions. So free offering sessions, in the meeting that the teachers will work on in the cities, or will conduct in the cities, that topic will be addressed. But if you're not in any of the cities that we have shared with you, and we will be sending all this information by email. Similarly, all the information on what you can do on Facebook and Twitter and all that will also be sent to you by email. But if you're not able to attend the city meetings and you want to do something more than the social media, it is possible that you can organize free offering sessions. As Sadhguru said, he said he has set up this as a very simple way of you teaching some practices to a group of people. It could be small, it could be big, it depends on your contacts. Free offering sessions, we're training regularly people on conducting them. If you have not been trained and you would want to offer this, you could get in touch with the free offering team, which is coordinated by Kumar, who's on this call. The free offering sessions could be, you probably have heard, for yoga for success, yoga for love, yoga for peace, yoga for health. These are the free offering sessions where people come, they do a meditation with us, and they learn some yoga practices, simple yoga practices, but that can make a difference for them in their life. So these sessions are generally for about an hour, hour and a half, and you will get trained to organize them and conduct them. They're pretty simple and straightforward. So these are also opportunities for you to contribute, and we'll send you more information about this by email if you wish to get trained for this. So today on our call, we don't want the call to be too long. So we've already been there for a little over than an hour. Before we open the floor to questions, as I said, all the information that we have provided right now, you will get it tomorrow by email. And those of you who are in the centers that we have mentioned, there will be your program coordinators will be there to support with the coordination of activities in those local centers. Other people who are not in those centers that we have announced, if you wish to do something, we'll send you an email ID so that you can get in touch directly with the central team who will be, helping you to organize the necessary the events that you're planning to organize. Our aim is really to get 5,000 people for the program. As I said, it is not too far-fetched. It is possible. It is a challenge, though. It is not easy, but it is doable if all of us have this intention and we put in that focus that we want to make it happen. So right now we've opened the registration about a week ago, and we have about 350 people who are registered for the program. We're still far away, but everything is building up in this direction. In the month of February, we will keep giving you constant update as to where we are at with the registrations, whether we will really be able to fulfill our target and raise the awareness to that level where people really see that they want to take the program. That number of people sees that they want to do this program with Sadhguru. I would like, before we open the floor for questions, I would like to share with you another video, which I feel is very important. We've spoken about volunteering as a platform for our personal growth. We've spoken about it as a way to break our structures or mental patterns and mental and emotional patterns, our karma, basically. But we want to also talk about the importance of the work that we are doing in terms of raising human consciousness. Sadhguru has shared very recently that, it's surprising that the number of transactions um, that are happening on the dark net is much, much higher than what is happening on a platform like Google, because Google is considered like the number one search platform. But actually, only about it's a minuscule percentage which is happening on Google, and it's probably 10 times more what is happening on, not even 10 times, probably 15 times more, what is happening on the what we call as the darknet. Everybody seems to be on such networks where they're looking for something, and because we've not provided people with anything else, so they're going in that direction. It's a huge percentage, and it is, because we've not addressed the basic needs, except physical needs. Apart from that, we've not addressed anything in terms of a human being. So today, for the first time, I think in many, many years, the tools that we have are so accessible and so easy to implement in one's life. They just need to reach people. If 94% of population is on transactions, which is on the darknet, it's a big sign of worry, I would say. So we need to come together to do something in that direction. And I want to share a video, about this now with you, and then we will handle the questions.
There are many things happening in the world. Every day, if you open the newspapers or watch the news, a whole lot of ugly things happening in the world every day. A lot of us seem to think that we have no role to play in all this. Knowingly or unknowingly, all of us are a part of it. All the ugliest things that are happening, don't think they're just happening, they're all being caused by human beings like you and me. As a part of the solution, this is all the choice we have. We may not be able to set everything right tomorrow morning, but we have a choice, either to be a part of the problem or to be a part of the solution. The first and foremost part of the solution is that I am not a problem in the world. This you must make it happen, yes? You are never the problem, wherever you go. If there are problems that we can solve, we will solve. If we cannot solve, we will sit quietly, but you will not be the problem.
Yes.
As a part of this, we want to produce 1 million people who have some capability to impart something very simple. It's very, very simple. Everything is digitally provided for you. You just have to have the commitment that in 1 year's time, at least to 100 people, you will teach something very simple which takes 12 to 15 minutes for them to practice. It takes an overall of 45 to 50 minutes for you to teach. And you can just pass on that digital information with a little bit of instruction for which we will train you. The training itself takes 2 hours for you to learn. If you learn this in 45 minutes, you can impart it, daily 12 to 15-minute practice in their life, some change. We have to start somewhere. So if 1 million people commit to teach 100 people in 1 year, we have 100 million people, we are becoming a big solution. Yes? Will you make this happen? Will you be a part of this? Please make sure this happens. We must all understand this. Whenever I read European history during World War II and pre-World War II, what happened there, I always wondered, what kind of idiots must have lived in that time? How did they allow this to happen? But in our own time, it's happening. In the last 15 years, over 1 million people are dead, 15–20 million people are homeless, going all over the place. You see these scenes on the news channels, don't think this is some video game. This is real. Yes? You see these men dragging their women and children and trying to go here and there, all their homes and towns bombed out. The question is not about whose fault. The question is just this: is this the kind of world we want to create? That's all the question is. Who did it? Who did it? Oh, he did it, not me. That's not the point. Is this the kind of world we want to create? Is this the kind of world we want to leave for our children? That is the question. If you ask this question to yourself, not to somebody, this question must be directed towards you. If you genuinely ask this question, you as a human being naturally have a desire to become a solution, not a problem. Let's become a part of the solution. The simplest way is, people are always trying to transform the world. There is no world, there's only people, you and me. Yes? There's only individual human beings like you and me. Society, world, this, that, these are all just words, there are no such things, they're just people, isn't it? If we are not committed to transforming individual people, if we are not committed to bringing some change in individuals' lives, there is never going to be any change in the world, it'll be just empty talk. Everywhere people are talking about world peace. When people can't sit for 5 minutes peacefully, how can it be? If you don't know how to make your mind peaceful, would you really be competent to make the world peaceful? There are tools. These little girls who're standing there instead of me on the ramp right now, these little girls, what kind of world or what kind of hellhole are we going to push them into? This is yours and mine. Let's make this happen.
So this is the opportunity that we have now in the UK. I mean, the program is in the UK. I'm sorry, are you able to see me, hear me? Sorry. So this is the opportunity that we have our way, that's happening in Europe, in the UK maybe, but it's for all of us, you know, involved with Isha in Europe, that it is a huge opportunity to bring some change. We're working towards 5,000 people who will come and take the program, but to reach the 5,000 people to come and take the program, we may have to reach 1 million people to hear about Sadhguru, do something with us, and then decide to take the next step. So the tool that Sadhguru was talking about, the training he was talking about, is actually the free offering session. The training is available to you. That's something that all of us can take up. As I said, in the cities, we will take it up in a planned manner. But beyond what is, if you're not able to attend the meeting in the city, or you live far away from the cities we're talking about, you can still contribute, because it doesn't really take much to organize these free sessions. Sadhguru is empowering us in a big way to make these things happen. In many ways, his grace and his energies are available to us. It's just for us to step up a little bit and reach out to others, so that, you know, we can create a difference. If you have any question, please, you can write it now in your chat box, and we'll endeavor to answer that. As I said, all information we will be sending by email by tomorrow, so that you can start taking action immediately. And we will also plan regular calls maybe every 10 days or 2 weeks, depending on the happenings, where we will update you what the cities have done. Even if you're not in those cities, it doesn't matter, but it's good, you know, that all of us stay connected, understand what is happening on the ground. So we'll do that through short, through short calls, but also if there are other opportunities that we find in which you can contribute, definitely we will bring these forward to our call. Kadzo. Can I ask, do volunteers need to register for the event, and if so, should it be for IE completion? So yes, volunteers need to register on the day of the event. On the 2 days of the event, we will request you to register for the program, for volunteering for the program. So that we will open a little later. Right now, we're just trying to create the various platforms for which the volunteers can contribute. Probably by end of February, we will open up the registration for volunteers to the inner engineering completion on the 2 days. But there is a whole lot that can be done ahead of time, and this is why this call is. There will be various groups that you could be part of for whatever activity you feel you can contribute to, and this again will be shared by email so that you receive the necessary guidance and direction to execute whatever you feel you can do. Why exactly we need to contact? Who exactly we need to contact for free offering sessions? We will send you all this information by email. Please, make sure you get our email or you read our email that will be sent tomorrow. It will have all this information. We have a special email ID for the free offering sessions. We can type it in here. Kumar, do you mind please typing this in there on the chat box? That's one thing, but also if Mario, I don't know if you're living in any specific city where we're conducting the meeting, then it would be good to do this along with volunteers who are in your city, work towards that in the city itself. So rather than contacting directly the free offering sessions. But if you're not in any of the cities that you have announced, you can get in touch directly with the above email, the email ID, which is already displayed in the chat box. Olga, I did my IE in Dublin last autumn. When registration for IE in London were open up, there was a link, a form to be filled. I did it about 2 weeks and reply, how can I participate as a volunteer? I'm sorry, Olga, you registered for... Okay, so the registration that opened up for IE in London was not a volunteer registration. It was actually for people who wish to retake the program as participants. And we've requested you to fill up a survey. We have not responded to the survey yet because there are some technical difficulties that we're trying to iron out. So basically, we opened up the registration a little bit too early for volunteers. We thought that we were given the assurance that those technical difficulties will be resolved very quickly, but unfortunately, it's taken more time than expected. So you will be hearing from us, hopefully soon. I mean, now the promise is in the next couple of days. You will get the link for registering for the program, but again, you're registering as a participant, not as a volunteer. Registration for volunteers will open up only for the IE program with Sadhguru will open up only by end of February. And we're doing this because, as I said, we're really focused now on setting up the various platforms for all of you to be able to get involved in volunteering for Sadhguru's program. Preparation for the program. Luca, can you please talk about volunteering at the actual event in April? Luca, we're not going to talk about the volunteering on the day of the event. Right now, the focus of this call is really the volunteering in preparation to the event. What is it that we can do to make the event happen? Because if there are no participants, there is no event, basically. So, so this is what the call is focused on. We will we will start discussing the volunteering at the actual event only beginning of March. Then you could join, the call at that time. But right now we're keeping it focused as to how you can contribute to make the promotion and the enrollment to the event possible. So I would love to get a help for videos as WhatsApp status. I missed the video on that part. Will you send it via email too? Narsina, yeah, we will send that information by email. So if you've missed out on anything or something was not clear, you can catch up. Liga, is the event only in English or translation in other languages will be provided? We can look at translation in other languages if there is a minimum group of people. The reason why is, there are translation devices that either need to be hired or need to be bought, and there are investment on the part of the foundation, training people for translation, all that is there. So if only if there is a substantial group of at least 50 to 100 people who will come from a specific city, that we will offer translation, a live translation. We've tried to keep the cost of this program as low as possible because of the economic crisis that UK is going through, and also the huge costs involved in organizing a program like this. It's really stretching the foundation to the seams. I don't want to delve into these details because it's not, this responsibility is not on your shoulders. But really, like, we try to keep it minimum. So only if certain, to offer translation, we need the groups to be up to a certain number to be able to offer that. Do people that want to attend need to do any preparation in advance? People who need to attend the inner engineering completion with Sadhguru, the 1.5 day, need to complete the inner engineering online program. So it's a two-step approach to attend the program with Sadhguru. They have to complete the 7 online sessions, and then after that, only if they have completed them, they can attend the inner engineering completion with Sadhguru, the 1.5 day, which is actually just initiation into Shambhavi Mahamudra. So in the past, we have allowed people who had not completed but reached like class 5 or class 6, we have allowed them to attend. But now for this upcoming program, they should complete the 7 classes, online classes. And these online classes are just for 1 hour, 20 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes at the most. And they really prepare people with all the intellectual approach, the tools, that they can start using towards before getting initiated into Shambhavi. So yes, we are recording this webinar and we will send the link to view. So those of you who have missed the call, or those for whom the call wasn't very clear at some point of time, you'll be able to listen to the recording. I'm a recent follower of Sadhguru, not involved in any program or yoga. I want to attend, and in parallel, I want to contribute as volunteer. Saj, it's really nice to hear this from you. And there are easy steps. We will hold you by the hand, we'll give the necessary guidance so that you can also contribute. And I hope that, many more people like you join also in this. I know by experience, like when I volunteered for the first program that ever happened in my country. I was volunteering and doing the program. My volunteering started even before I took any program, and it continued thereafter. But I must say that there is becoming a volunteer is really a certain quality of life. It's not just about doing something with Isha. As Sadhguru has explained in the first video, if this is in us, there is a lot that we can do. I'm glad that you're on board, and let's see how much we can do, and slowly we'll get more and more experience with Isha, how we operate, how we do things, the spirit of Isha, that will help you to do even more if you wish to. Raj, Namaskaram. Could people who got initiated into inner engineering a few months ago participate in IE completion volunteering? Yes, we highly encourage you to volunteer for IE completion, volunteering for the promotion and enrollment of the program, and volunteering on the day of the program itself. Volunteering on the day of the program itself will allow you to get reinitiated, will allow you to be in some parts of the class. Other parts of the class you may not be able to be there, but it is okay, because the idea is to really create the necessary atmosphere, organize things in such a way that these 5,000 people can can experience the program with Sadhguru. And as I said, many people who have volunteered have found that volunteering has been a deeper, much deeper experience for them than sitting for the program as participants, because of for many reasons, because of the what volunteering brings to your life, because of Sadhguru's support and presence and grace, which can do sometimes much more than just sitting in the program. Marty, if registration is not open, I don't know if I should or should not book plane and hotels. Can I be sure I can participate, or must I wait for registration to open? If you have done the inner engineering, if you are initiated already into Shambhavi, you can go ahead and register. We will not refuse anybody for volunteering on the 2 days of the program, except if they're not fulfilling the conditions of the program. And the conditions of the program are that they must have completed inner engineering or been initiated into Shambhavi before they come and volunteer for a Shambhavi program. So if that is completed, you can go ahead and book, even if the registration is not open. We will allow anybody to volunteer. Anybody, I mean, there is no restriction on the number of volunteers. We want to take as many as possible. So you can go ahead and book yourself and then register when we open up the link. Kajal, finally, would there be a satsang with Sadhguru on either of the days for volunteers? I'm just trying to maximize my experience in Sadhguru's presence. I would say that we don't know, Kajal. This would be the Sadhguru's decision on the day. There may be or there may be not. But even if it is not there, the initiation into Shambhavi, though you've been initiated, but redoing that initiation along with the volunteering, that involvement that you put in from now until the program will build you up in a certain way. Volunteering on the day of the program will add to that, and in the initiation you will see many of us. For many of us, it's like this. It is experienced in a completely different way because of the build-up that we would have done for it. That I would say is as powerful as, or even more powerful than, being in a satsang. So I'm not denying the possibility of a satsang, but as of now, we've not heard of any confirmation from Sadhguru. Ashish, can volunteer be able to attend the event as a volunteer, or does one have to register as a normal person to attend it? Ashish, okay, that already has been clarified, but I will clarify again. You could either register as a participant. Though you have done the inner engineering program, you could register as a participant for the inner engineering completion. We're giving this possibility for people who wish to do it. If for any reason you've stopped your practices for some time, if you're feeling that you need to sit through all the instructions again and listen to the whole 2 days again, you could. Otherwise, you can come as a volunteer, like register as a volunteer for the program, and you get the second initiation. You will get to be there and get reinitiated by Sadhguru. Okay, so both these options are there. We definitely need many hands and volunteers for the Sadhguru's program in London. On the day, I'm saying on 20th and 21st, for 5,000 people, we would need something like at least 750 volunteers to 1,000 volunteers. Ideally, we would like to have 1,000 volunteers, but a minimum of 750 is necessary to be able to, set up and organize the sessions and everything around it in a timely manner for Sadhguru and the participants. Jayashi, yeah, we will send the link for registration for volunteers end of February, not now. Okay. Noor, am I advised to travel to the nearest city to learn the free session if there is no other way of learning it, or is there a potential to be taught again in the future? So the free offering sessions, you can do the training online. Okay, that's the beauty of it. You don't have to go anywhere. We will be scheduling these sessions and announcing them by email. So you watch your email. We'll also be doing these announcements on WhatsApp. It would be best if you are not already on any WhatsApp group that you join one of the WhatsApp group in whatever city you're close to. You join that WhatsApp group so that you get to understand what is happening and what are the various announcements. So you don't have to travel for this. But if you wish to come to get your practices corrected by the teachers, if you wish to meet with the teachers, if you wish to see what is happening in the city that you live close by to, and see if there is any way you can contribute, even if you're not in the city but nearby, we would highly recommend that you attend that. The video of Sadhguru you showed us has a huge impact. If that can be shared, please, Sabina. Yes, I mean, that we will share that video. So is anyone contacting local radio or media, especially in places where IE has not taken place? All these are, opportunities and potentials. We are, will. We want to have. We want definitely set up radio and media events or shows. I think if you could just send an email about this, if you're not living in any of those cities that we have announced, it would be good that you get in touch with us by email about such ideas. We will see how to take it forward. Liga, I understand a lot of countries in Europe are speaking Russian, also a lot of post-Soviet Union, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland could consider somehow to see if there would be interest for at least one extra language. This may help us reach the goal. Thank you for your time and answer. As I said, Liga, yes, we will consider definitely if there is a commitment from the volunteers in those areas that they will work to get at least 50 to 100 people to come and attend the program, then we will definitely offer the translation. We put that effort to offer the translation. But if it's only like 5-10 people that show up, it's very, the administration, the overhead is very difficult and challenging. And the costs also, it's not only about the overhead, it's also the costs involved. So if there are a substantial number of people, we will definitely provide it because we don't want to say no. We don't wish to say no, but it's just the manpower. What limits us is we're all working with you, you're all volunteers, you only have this 1 or 2 hours a day that you can involve yourself with us, and that too you can't do it every day. So it's only with those limitations that we're working and trying to maximize the impact. If in your area there is, if I'm assuming you're coming from this area, post-Soviet Union countries, so if you are able to coordinate that effort, talking to these countries and seeing how many people would be, we'll put you in touch with the coordinators. But it's possible to gauge how many people would come and would need translation. We will offer this. It's just that we need that support from you or somebody else like you, if you cannot do it, to ensure that sufficient number of people come for this. Uh, so I think I have answered this question about translation. And Jagriti, how are we going to find out about volunteer registration at the end of February, as you mentioned? As I said, we'll send an email, we will post it on WhatsApp, so you will get to know. Harsha, which yoga practices are passed down on free offering sessions? So it's the Upa Yoga, Harsha, what we call as pre-yoga, which can be taught, freely without any extensive training. If you have not seen such videos yet, I think I would highly recommend that on YouTube you look up for Upa Yoga videos. So, and as I said, on top of that, we will be offering a free meditation session. So people who get trained will have access to this material. Mandeep, will volunteers be required to pay to attend the event as a volunteers? Mandeep, given the huge cost of Excel and the number of volunteers that will be attending, and because we tried to keep the cost of the program itself as low as possible, we will be requesting the volunteers to contribute just for their food. Excel is not the kind of organization that will allow the volunteers to bring their own food. That's not allowed. Otherwise, you would have asked them or given them the choice to, bring their own food or pay and eat with the participants. And because it is costly, so most probably that volunteers' contribution for these 2 days will be around like maybe 65, 70 pounds. It will be solely the food that we will have to ensure for these 3 days. For us to be able to, we're not able to add up this cost for the participants, because as I said, we're trying to keep the cost as low as possible. So we will require the volunteers to contribute with that. Exact amounts and all that, we will let you know once all this is finalized, this information is finalized. But unfortunately, that's the reality of the situation we are in. Andrea, can we share the best practices on social media in different cities during the next meeting? It would be great to inspire one another. Yes, definitely, Andrea. We will do that. I'm assuming you're part of social media promotion team already. I'm not sure, you could be, but if you are, yes, definitely. If you are not, we'll do our best in that direction. Sundaralakshmi, I'm teaching business course to international students. Can I conduct free sessions as part of my teaching whenever possible in my classroom and fill up the guest form? Or do I need to go through the formal procedures as fix 1.5 hour session? It needs to be fixed. It needs to be a fixed session. What you could do, part of your teaching is maybe include videos of Sadhgurus here and there. Like Sadhguru has spoken about leadership. Sadhguru has spoken about, he's delivered certain talks about being a visionary. What does it mean? What it means to be an entrepreneur, or how to be without stress, how to deal with stress, how to deal with anxiety. All these topics which are very significant. And these are short videos that you can include as part of your teaching. But in terms of if you want to offer something like to people to learn, it needs to be a dedicated session, and we can train you for that. Shashikala, can you please make my house as a revenue for regular sessions and set up the online registration, please? Yeah, Shashikala, please get in touch with the free offering session team and they will guide you. The email has been set up there. We'll look at that. What is the earliest date to be in London to volunteer? We're talking about the volunteering for the program, the actual program, the actual 2 days. Yana, is that what you're asking? I'm sorry, I'm not clear about your question. if it is in terms of the setup for the inner engineering program, it would be good if you're there at least a couple of days early, because we will have the hall available to us on Friday, and we'll start setting up on Friday full day. So if you can be free, so the program is on 21st, which is Saturday, Sunday. The Friday 19th, we will have the Excel hall for us to set up. So if you could be there from morning available to support with the setup, that would be really great. Kajal, will there be similar webinars or volunteers meeting in coming weeks? Yes, we want, every 10 days to meet, as I said, and update you about the efforts that all of you have put in. So we'll share on Facebook how you have contributed, WhatsApp, Twitter, how you've contributed, and the meetings in the cities, how many people attended, and we'll share some of the plans of some of the cities and an inspiration. So yes, we want to do this, moving forward, so that all of you understand what is happening and how your efforts are contributing to the overall um, wave of volunteering for the Sadhguru. Any more questions? Sarah, can one of you add the email of another Isha meditator in the list that you mentioned, so she can receive all the updates too? She could not attend the meeting this time, but would love to volunteer. No problem, Sarah. We will be sending this video by email to everybody, so they can see it if they have not managed to attend this call. If she is not on our mailing list, please request her to send an email to uk@ishafoundation.org, and we'll add her to our mailing list. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Sai, if you let me know the timelines, like when to reach Excel, London, 19th April. It would be best to reach Excel if you're coming from a far away distance. It's best to reach Excel on Friday, because we're starting very early in the morning on Saturday. Session is starting at 9 a.m., but we need the volunteers there by probably 6 a.m. or 5:30 even. And we're leaving, it's best to leave the latest possible, because we don't know whether there's going to be a satsang with Sadhguru on the 21st. If there is a possibility of a satsang, it will be on 21st of April, not on Saturday. So the program schedule is like this. As you can see on sadhguruinlondon.com, if you go there, you can see the schedule. It's from 9 a.m. in the morning till 8:30 or 9 p.m. in the evening. And then on Sunday, that's Saturday. On Sunday, it will be from 7:30 in the morning till 3 p.m. So, but don't leave. Make sure you have plans to stay for a little longer, because we may have this satsang with Sadhguru. It's not guaranteed, so it's not a promise. But if you keep the possibility open, that if satsang is happening, you can stay back and you're not compelled to return. So if you can book your flights accordingly, it would be best. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for being here with us on this call, and we really look forward to working with each one of you. And we will have our next call in about 10 days time. We will send you an email, and we will send on WhatsApp whatever the information about it. So looking forward to to what is coming up next. I will close with the invocation. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityarma Amrutangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskaram everyone. Thank you.